Hey, good morning. I bought some color film last July. I don't shoot a lot of color, so it took me a while to shoot them all, but finally I managed to get through my 2 boxes of Portra 160. I like Portra 160. Unlike its cousin, Portra 400, this is a little bit more neutral, less yellowish, less soft. It's more neutral, and I like 160 ASA more. Fits to my style of photography, and also for the summer shooting, there's plenty of light. So I created a liquid, Tetenal C41, and developed all my films. It took me a while to develop all of these. I typically develop my color films in a little bit lower temperature. So for Tetenal I use 30 degrees centigrade. That's about 85, 86 degrees of Fahrenheit. It's lower than the standard processing temperature, and it gives me 2 advantages. First of all, with the lower temperature, times get longer, so there's more room for error. In a standard temperature you have like 3 minutes time to develop, and then you need to be really fast in changing from developer to bleach and so forth. But with the longer times, if you are a few seconds too late or too early, it's not so particular. So for home developer, lower temperatures give more wiggle room. Then there's another thing that is possible with those lower temperatures. You can use a cheap fish tank heater to keep the temperatures right. These typically don't go up to the 45 degrees or whatever is the standard development temperature, but easily go to 30 and 32 degrees. I take a bucket of water, heat it up to the desired temperature, and then put my developer bottles into that water so they heat up to the same temperature and keep them there. So a pro tip: go to your local pet store and get yourself a fish tank heater. So as for cameras, I used various cameras, and I want to introduce 3 of my favorite from this summer, because they all created different kind of pictures, and and that's why I use different kind of cameras. I like cameras that leave their mark, that create different kind of results. That gives me a possibility to not just document what I see, but actually create something of my own. So first of all, I used quite a bit of my Hasselblad Super Wide this summer. I mean, this is an awesome camera. Now, unlike some other cameras, this almost leaves no mark. It is so perfect. It has a wide-angle Biocon 38mm lens, and for the medium format, that is really a wide-angle lens. This is one of those cameras that when you take a picture and then you develop it and see the picture for the first time, you are often very pleasantly surprised. I mean, the colors are vivid, it is crystal clear, no vignetting, no distortion, just good photographs. It also almost never fails, so it's mechanically very sturdy and trustworthy. The only 2 problems with this camera are the viewfinder. I mean, that is really a letdown. And then these Hasselblad backs. These are prone to light leaks, but easily fixable, so it doesn't matter. I took pictures like this. So then, in addition to my super wide, I also used another medium format wide angle camera, and it is my Lomo LC-A 102 20. Now somebody might call this a poor man's Hasselblad super wide because it also has a 38mm lens. It is lighter, it is a little bit more basic, but it has a light meter and it has an automatic, you know, exposes your pictures automatically, which I don't necessarily like, but you know, it is what it is. Unlike your super wide, this really leaves a mark to your pictures. The pictures are much softer than with super wide, and there is a clear vignetting, but I like that a lot. I like the softness. You know, this is totally a different tool than my super wide. And with my Lomo, I took this kind of pictures. Yeah, these Lomo pictures are sort of moody. I can't put my finger on what I like about these, but it's probably the vignetting, it's probably the softness. It is also that it is so easy to carry this camera around. You know, it's so compact and light that, I mean, I end up taking this with me more often than the super wide. Hey, then the third camera that I use quite a bit, because I made a discovery, and it was really this Kiev 60. By the way, I made a video about all of these cameras. I put links up there so you can see more about these cameras. But, you know, just a few months ago, maybe a few weeks ago, I realized something with my Kiev. So if you use the standard lens, the Volna 3, which is exceptional that it goes all the way to 60 centimeters. A lot of these so-called normal lenses for medium format, they go only to 90 centimeters or 1 meter. This goes to 60 centimeters. And if you shoot this wide open f2.8 and then get as close to your subject as possible, you get like a Helios 44 kind of vignetting, this kind of a spiral circular thing. And I didn't know that. I only noticed that you know, recently, and it was a new discovery for me. By the way, my explanation to these Soviet lenses are that they are sort of stretched a little bit too far. I mean, this lens probably shouldn't be 2.8 because it gets really soft. And then it probably shouldn't go to 60 centimeters because you start to get all kind of distortion. But it is this misuse, this crazy, you know, faults of these things that make them so interesting. So I took a lot of pictures when I realized that with my Kiev 60 and Volna 3, just pushing it as close as possible, wide open, and then I get pictures like this. Yeah, I mean, with color pictures, the time of the day is much more important in my liking than with black and white. And you really need to pay attention to the little nuances of the color. and I find that challenging and difficult. I'm not very good at that. That's why a lot of these pictures are just sort of bland and totally meaningless to me. The pictures I showed to you, what I like about those is that they have a certain character that comes from these cameras, and to my liking I managed to sort of make the color meaningful. The color is there not only just to show that it was a color film, but there's a certain purpose with the color, and that's what I like about them. I don't know about you. So the summer is over now. Also, all the leaves are gone, so I'm mostly back into my black and white photography. So, you know, next time it's gonna be something different. But, you know, what I like about film photography is that since you can't see the picture immediately, and some of my rolls that I just developed were from July, I mean, I can sort of relive those moments again. I can transfer myself back to the middle of the summer, and these pictures are totally new to me. I don't know when we lost the idea of moving back in time with photography. Now it seems that you need to post your pictures immediately when you took them. You take a picture and you put it on Instagram. What a waste. I much rather look at old pictures and look at the previous summer or go even further back. I mean, that's the whole point of the photography. It's to freeze a moment in time and be able to travel back in time to that moment. Yeah, now I got a little bit philosophical, didn't I?